What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football, Houston Texans football. Today we're going to talk about the information that's coming out of Kirby right now, more from that debacle between Justin Reid and the Houston Texans organization from Sunday's game. Justin Reid just being another player on the long list of players that's gotten sideways with this Houston Texans organization and the culture that they're trying to build, the new culture they're trying to bring to the organization. We're going to talk about that. We're going to break it down. We're going to get into that. But before we do, like I said in the last video, the goal of the year is to reach 5K, 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We need to get to this goal. I need y'all help. We need to get to this goal because if I reach 5K, I got something special for a couple of my subscribers. Y'all don't want to miss that. Y'all want to be a part of this. So we need to get to 5K. I need y'all guys to go and look in the links in the descriptions. My social media is there. I'm doing something special this coming up Friday via Instagram. So I need y'all to follow me. Y'all gotta follow me now. I'm gonna let y'all know exactly what it is, but y'all want to be a part of this. I'm doing something special this coming up Friday on Instagram. So my social media is all on there. Click, there's other links in there to do other stuff. So y'all help support the channel. Just plain and simple, help support the channel. So let's talk about this. Let's break this Justin Reid stuff down. So as we all know, Justin Reid was a healthy scratch in Sunday's game, the loss against the New York Jets. And this then the report came out from Ryan Clark said it was a disagreement that he was asked a question, he answered it honestly, and that's the reason why he didn't play in the game. And then David Culley come out here on Monday at the press conference after the game and also come out Monday and said that he broke the team rules and we have rules and all this type of stuff. Now the information's come out that basically it was an argument between Culley and Justin Reid during the team meeting, and then somehow Chris Conley got involved, and Justin Reid and Chris Conley got into it in the argument, in the debate, and that all is the reason why Justin Reid did not play in Sunday's game. I mean, the organization be honest. And what I mean by being honest, I mean they need to be honest to us fans. Something that I know, shout out to everybody out there in Soft Sports, something that we talk about all the time. We talk about this religiously. This team is not worried about winning right now. And to be honest, I don't think there ever will be. Winning is not the top priority, is not the top goal. Because you can say one thing, but your actions show me another. Don't listen to what people say. Listen to what people do. And this organization, especially this specific regime, has showed you time and time again that winning is not the top priority, if a priority at all. Because this is the same organization, the same culture, because it's all culture. Like, oh, it doesn't fit the culture. You disobey the rules. We have a standard. We have a culture. It's the same culture, the same standard that got rid of an all-pro edge rush, all-pro defensive player in the middle of a potential championship run. Now, we didn't run the championship, but before you traded Clowney, you had Deshaun still in the fold. You had JJ still on the team. You still had Hopkins. You had Fuller. That was Bill O'Brien's best team, was that 2019 team. You can sit there and miss me on, we need to get Larry Tunsil. Bull. We traded 2 first-round picks to get Larry Tunsil. We could have traded those picks to get Larry Tunsil and still kept Clowney. You don't think Clowney could have helped us in the game against Kansas City? Now, I know that Clowney's career hasn't panned out the way after he left Houston. He's bounced around from Seattle to Tennessee to Cleveland or whatever. He hasn't been what he was in Houston, let alone what he was projected to be coming out the draft. But that's all culture based. You had him under the contract. You had him under the franchise tag, under culture base. Then this is also the same culture, the same standard that made you get rid of the best receiver in the league at the time, leaving his running mate, Deshaun Watson. The same culture that had you alienate the most decorated player in the franchise history in J.J. Watt. The same culture that has you alienated and pushing away and have the guy who you've been waiting for the whole time we've had the franchise. Since 2002. Since 2000 when they broke dirt to build NRG back then Reliance Stadium. When they revealed the Texan logo and the Texas name and the guy we've been waiting on since then. Showed you he's an all-pro caliber player, led the league in passing. Wants nothing to do with you because of your standards, because of your culture. You pick culture and standard over winning time and time again. I'm not putting Justin Reid in that caliber. Don't get it twisted. Well, yeah, I can see the comments coming a mile away. Justin Reid ain't this. It's all about they're not ready. They don't want to win. Like I said in the video breaking down, your 5 best defensive players. Your 5 best defensive players have all been suspended at some point this season. Not 5, I mean 3 of your top 5. 3 of your top 5 defensive players. Justin Reid, Cunningham, who's your highest paid defensive player, and then Desmond King, who I say he's on the fringe, is probably right at the 5th best player on your defense right now. Definitely your best corner. In the secondary, who's struggling, Justin Reid and Desmond King probably your biggest bright spots of the secondary. A team that forces a lot of turnovers. And we've turned that corner this year. The ball has bounced in our favor when it comes to turnovers. You don't think Justin Reid could help us win that game against the Jets? All because of a disagreement and a disagreement between you and him during the meeting, and then Chris Conley. Who the fuck does Chris Conley think he is? Like, seriously, we gonna sit up and talk about, well, Justin Reid, he ain't an all-pro player. He not okay. I give you that. Who the fuck is Chris Conley? He's a receiver who bounced around. He played in Jacksonville last year for all. He has no right. Nobody on the offense has any right to criticize anything on the defense. Or if any defensive player says anything, even fucking Eric Murray sorry ass. If Eric Murray says something on defense, everybody on the offense should shut the fuck up. And that's square business. They should. They should have nothing to say. They should be straight up because you know why? This offense is anemic. It's the worst offense I've ever seen. So there's nobody on the offense. Nobody on the offense should have anything to say. Even Brandon Cooks, who's your best offensive player outside Larry Tunsil, and Larry Tunsil ain't playing. Larry Tunsil, he 1 foot out though anyway. But Brandon Cooks, I don't even think Brandon Cooks would. Because Brandon Cooks knows how bad this offense is. If anything, I can see receivers getting on quarterbacks for not throwing the ball, and quarterbacks getting on offensive linemen for not blocking, and receivers and quarterbacks getting on running backs for not. I can get that. Now, if they want to get on each other, that's different. But they should have boo to say nobody on defense. And for something about that David Culley was criticizing the defense, and I guess Justin Reid was taking offense to that. That's what the back and forth was saying. He was something about defense assignments that was missing in a game where the defense forced 5 turnovers, picked Tannehill off 4 times, and also forced 3 fumbles in that game. They didn't recover the fumbles because they got a sack fumble on Tannehill. Also, they made I think it was Hilliard fumble. I think it was Hilliard. They fumbled on the goal line, but they ended up getting it back. Folks got it back for a touchdown. And then the one that the AP fumble, it just slipped out AP's hand. It wasn't AP. It wasn't like we hit AP. He fumbled. It kind of just slipped out his hand. But still, the defense forced 5 turnovers and potentially almost got another 2. It should have got at the very least 2 more off of a game, but prior that they forced 5 turnovers, but the offense gave the ball back 4 more times. Like, come on. We give you 5 opportunities and you only give us 22 points. Barely. At minimum. No. The offense ain't got nothing to say. And it was proven again on Sunday. The offense and nobody on offense has anything to say to these defensive players. At all. It shouldn't say boo. But this is where we at right now? That I can't have a disagreement with you? That you're going to sit me? Come on, man. We really think David Culley pulling these strings? We already know what this is. David Culley, hey, Jake used to be, Nick, Justin Reid is fussing at me. I don't know what I should do. Like, I tried to give good messages to these guys and get these guys rallied around the troops, but I don't know what to do. Sit his ass. Okay. That's what that shit was. Exactly what that shit was. Exactly. Bitch made. But you're supposed to be a leader of men. I've been saying this all along. I think Culley is just a figurehead. He's here to take the blame, to take a lot of the questions from the whole Deshaun Watson situation, also to be the whipping boy, to be the GOAT. When I mean by GOAT, I mean the scapegoat when it comes to this losing season. Because his team is going to lose. His team was put together to lose, and winning is not a priority. And I believe that. But at the same time, he also shows you another reason why he's also the head coach. He has no backbone. Because even if that's not, and we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Say that's not a Jack Easterby or Nick Casario decision. This was 100% David Culley. That right there shows you how bitch man weak you is. But you're supposed to be the leader of men, because that's what head coaches are. Leaders of men. If I have a disagreement with you, if we get to an argument, we get to a disagreement, I take my ball and go home. I leave. If that ain't the most bitches shit I've ever seen, that's female shit, bro. You a grown ass man. You 70-some odd years old, 60-some odd, whatever how old he is. You a grown ass man. And you're gonna sit one of your best defensive players, if not your best defensive player, you're going to sit him because he had a disagreement when you was trying to tell him about assignment that you thought you was right on. And you could have been right. Who knows? You could have been right. And you could have been just doing your whole coaching thing. And I get that. Even if the defense did have 5 turnovers, even if the defense did have a well performance against, at the time, the number 1 team in the AFC, your division rival, and you could have been right, and they could have missed a defense assignment. And if he felt that strongly about it, again, y'all hash it out, whatever. That right there shows me that you're passionate. For you to get mad at me when I speak this shows me you're passionate about your craft. You're like, no. We was doing this. This is what we were supposed to do. This shows me you're passionate. You know what that shows me? That you want to win. That's a winning mentality. But no, they want yes sir, no sir type players. Again, back to what I'm saying, winning is not a priority. They don't give a damn about winning. If they did, they wouldn't let their best players go. You constantly let your best players go, or you alienate your best players. That's what you do. That's what you do. Like I said, there's really nobody on this team that's a building block going forward. I'm hopeful on Jonathan Gennard and Nico Collins, and also kind of Roy Lopez. I'm hopeful on them. I hope they do. I want to like Scottie Phillips and I want to like Brevin Jordan, but I need to see them a little bit more. Like I said, Roy Lopez, I liked them in the preseason. Jonathan Gennard and both Nico, I like them coming out of college. So it's a little bit different with them. Other than that, I mean, Larry Tunsil is a Pro Bowl, All-Pro caliber left tackle. And Brandon Cooks is really not a number 1 receiver. I don't think Nico's a number 1 receiver either, but Brandon Cooks is really not a number 1 receiver in a real good offense. He's a solid number 2. Like Will Fuller, he's a solid number 2. I don't think he's really a number 1. Really, when Will Fuller and Brandon Cooks were on the same team, Will Fuller was a number 1 receiver. But that's a conversation for another day. There's really not that many building blocks. Justin Reid would be a good safety, a decent safety on a good defense. But on a bad defense, on a bad team, he's just right there. His best year was his rookie year when he had Honey Badger on him. I mean, we had Honey Badger on the opposite side of him. He had Kareem Jackson playing in front of him when Kareem Jackson was actually playing the best safety best football he's ever played when he was playing safety. You had JJ. The only year you had JJ and Clowney for the full season. You had your best talented defense in that aspect, and that was Justin Reid's rookie year, and Justin Reid thrived in that situation. Remember, he's a 3rd-round pick who was thriving. Now, he kind of took some this back, but a lot of that dip was because you start taking talent away from him on the defensive end. You take away Honey Badger, then you take away Clowney. Now you take away JJ. Like you're taking away defense away, and you change the defensive coordinators and all this type of stuff. So yes, he's going to take it, but he's actually showed you something this year. And even though it's a contract year, and they kind of be weary of guys in their contract year, but he showed you something. But it's obviously his days as a Houston Texan are numbered. He's not going to be a Houston Texan next year. I was hopeful. I kind of figured it was kind of like maybe I say 60-40. 60% he wasn't going to be a Houston Texan. 40% he could be if the Texans really want him. It's like the Deshaun Watson situation. Justin Reid, Deshaun Watson want to stay in Houston. The organization themselves do not want them as Houston Texans any longer. It's a wrap. It's a complete wrap. They don't want them as Houston Texans any longer. And it just shows you, like I say, it's not a winning attitude. It's not a winning mentality. But again, Jack was in New England at this time. We all know Nick was in New England this time against the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl, when they benched Malcolm Butler for whatever the reason. And even Tom Brady was in a disagreement of that. And they come from that same type of tree. This whole trying to reinvent the wheel and the whole Patriot way and the Patriot standards if you go back and look at 2001 when the Patriots won their first Super Bowl, and also 2002 when they won their second Super Bowl, there was no Patriot way at those times. There was no Patriot standard. That stuff didn't come later on. It didn't. If you go and look, it didn't. They wasn't doing the things that they do now, what they're known for. They wasn't doing those things in the beginning. It took them winning first. How about that? You win some Super Bowls first. Now you have the credentials. Now you got the pelts on the wall that you can let your nuts hang and you can do what you want to do and you can make up this whole culture thing and you don't fit our culture, whatever the case may be. You can't do this while you losing. Because what is the culture that you bring up? Let me tell you what the culture is. A culture is, this culture they're trying to bring up is do what I say. By any means, don't ask no questions. If I tell you run and hit that wall, you run and hit that wall. If I tell you to jump inside Lake in Corpus Christi Lake, jump in there. I don't have to just jump. Just jump. Get off the beach, just jump. I don't care. What I say, go. If that's what you do. Because I run this. Because they want people who they can control. That's all this. It's all power plays. Nick and Jack want to be in control. More so, I feel like Jack is in control because I think that Jack is over Nick. I think Jack controls Nick, and Nick only do things that Jack wants Nick to do. And like I said, it's no longer the Houston Texans, the Houston Easter Beast, and we can talk about this time in and time out. But we already know. We all feel the same way, and nothing is going to change until it absolutely changes. And I really don't see where the change is coming. To be honest with you, I really don't see where the change is coming. We can just be hopeful. I can sit up and say, well, hopefully, eventually, it kind of works. There's no way for it to work if you constantly. There's no way for you to win games if you constantly get rid of good players, or if you constantly alienate good players. There's no way. You cannot win if you're constantly alienating and getting rid of good players. There's no possible way. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get my videos. Like I say, look in that description. Follow me on social media. I'm doing something special this Friday on Instagram. So you have to be a follower. You have to follow me on IG. I'm doing something very special on IG. Something I've never done before. So y'all have to follow me on IG. To be a part of it, you have to follow me. And also, let's get up to 5K, 5,000 subscribers. I'm doing something big when I get to 5K. So, hey, we need to get up there. We got to do this together as a unit. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.